Hey everyone, welcome to my review of Sonic Universe number 9. I know I haven't done these in a while, these kind of reviews, because I haven't really gained access to the Universe comics. I've been thinking of subscribing, I just haven't had the time because I've mainly been more focused on some other things. But anyway, let's get into the review, shall we? Now we start out with Knuckles and Julie Sue and Mighty being, I guess you could say, summoned by General Helmut von Stryker. Now von Stryker goes on to tell them that one of his scout teams found the lab of Dr. Fentivius, and that with the hard copy he has in his hand, it proves that everything that happened wasn't really Knuckles' fault. Now Knuckles admits that he still attacked blindly, but the General says he respects that, but they're even in his eyes. He says that reason is because he lost his son, Knuckles lost his father, that both the peoples were reduced to rags and exiled from the heart of the island. Ashes and dust are equal. Oh, you get the idea. Now he goes on to kind of tell Knuckles that, hey, since the Doctor used you in his plans, I'm giving you first dibs to take him out. Now Knuckles thanks him, and they thanks him as they leave the tent, and the General says, hey, basically tells him one of my men will take you there, but then kind of to himself says, and with any luck, the two of you will finish each other off for me. And then, of course, we have a little scene here with Ray and Vector guarding the Emerald. Ray and kind of talking about Vector's past and how the island got brought up from down under and everything and things like that. And then suddenly they're attacked by some dingo. Looks like some robotic dingoes, like I should say, flying dingoes, who are going after the Master Emerald. Now we go back to Knuckles, Julie Sue, and Mighty being escorted, I guess you could say, to these ruins, which is kind of surprising to Julie Sue that Fentivius would be hiding out in these ruins, and that it also surprises her that that Knuckles has had a full run of the island, yet he didn't know the place. But Knuckles said, "Hey, I had problems facing the desert when I was little." But as Knuckles looks at these ruins, he kind of wonders, kind of gets the idea that these are not, not Echidna made. They're not made by, his people. Now, Julie Sue tries to lighten up and try to say, ancient ruins tend to be when Knuckles mentions that they're very old. Now, Mighty says he'll catch up with them, and he kind of talks to the driver, acknowledging that it's Harry. But Harry and wonders why he didn't say a word. Now Harry goes on to explain his situation, how he never liked the army. He loved his gig as a cab, and there was nothing really exciting until he ran into Knuckles' crew, and that when the son of the general took over, he was forced back into the army, and that he would have been okay if he'd played by the rules. But instead, he helped the Guardians, Knuckles' father, by playing spy up until they rescued him. But while doing that, they had left him behind, and the General's son wasn't happy with him. But that all changed when Urjak tossed him out there. The General takes care of them, calls Harry a hero, so he's sticking with him. Now Ray tries to apologize, but Harry's like, save it, kid. I'm not angry. I'm just tired of your messes. And basically leaves saying, hey, you got a warp ring? Use it. So now we go back to Knuckles and Julie Sue, who are looking around on the pyramids, if you will. And Knuckles is still wondering why these pyramids just don't add up to him. And Julie Sue is, kind of like, this, you can, think about it or look back on it later, and everything. Basically, she wants to get, this done with. She wants to get this job done with. And when she even had to explain that there were other Mobians settled on down under back at the time when the island was down there. And they still go on to kind of explain and kind of talk about it. And then here comes, Mighty saying, "Hey guys, can we just get back to the cycle and the pyramid?" And Julie Sue likes that idea. And Knuckles looks at the pyramids like, "I'm not through with you yet." Now, as they get to one of the pyramids or one of the areas, they see that there's a retina scanner. Now, Julie Sue's thinking, well, maybe if I can hack into it and find a way to interface with it. But Mighty has a different option. Well, what if we just try knocking? So basically, breaks down the damn door, and in they come. And Knuckles is kind of surprised, is kind of impressed that this is a old Babylonian stronghold, original installation even. And he goes on to explain that, hey, I've seen other pyramids, but always assumed they were from the Echidnaopolis colony. But then questions, why would they have a research fortress built in the middle of a primitive down-under settlement? And, Julie Sue here is kind of like, come on, guys, let's focus on our main goal. And then Mighty here, kind of says something that, hey, I thought after you hooked up with all your ancestors, you got your answers about Echidna history. And which kind of, gets Knuckles hot under the collar, says apparently, and gets him angry, saying apparently someone's still holding answers for me. And, Mighty kind of feels a little bad, but Julie Sue's, hey, remember, but Julie Sue comforts him by saying, hey, remember, he's a hothead. Now we get back to, Vector and Ray being attacked by the dingoes. And Ray was, and here's Ray, basically wishing that they had, Vector. I mean, they had SBO back with them, but, Vector's like, we don't need that traitor. Still angry at the fact that SBO has sided with the Iron Domain. And they notice that, and then Ray notices that they're going after the Master Emerald. Now we get back to Knuckles and Julie Sue and Mighty, and Julie Sue's kind of telling, hey, Knuckles, not so fast, And, Knuckles kind of be a little angry, saying, well, what do you want me to do? Hurry up or slow down. Make up your mind. And she's like, hurry, yes, but do it cautiously, and all of a sudden they fall into a trap. Which kind of is surrounded by laser beams and spiked walls. And this is sort of where we end the issue. Overall, I have to say this is a good start to the Knuckles arc, full-part arc in Sonic Universe. I definitely am going to try to subscribe to this because I think it's going to be worth it, especially what's going to be happening with the tie-ins and all that real soon. I give this maybe a 7.5 out of 10. Good start to the story arc, and we'll just have to see where it goes from there. And that's my review on Sonic Universe number 9. I hope you liked it, and I'll talk to you all later.